I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. And this is an exclusive Patreon only membership videos where you will get some interesting takes on Vedic astrology, some interesting learning on Vedic astrology, which I can usually will not upload on general YouTube platform. So that will help me grow as a channel, and that will help me take care of the cost of production of this YouTube channel and the other two channels that I have, Punneit Astrology Hindi and Lifetime Soul. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. There's a new setup from the Streamlabs. I'm just trying to experiment the Streamlabs studio, and soon I will try to come live on my Instagram and YouTube channel. But I just thought of making a Mercury Transit video using this new setup. Just let me know if you have some inputs and if you like this kind of presentation. Mercury will make its move in the sign of Libra on 3rd of November, early morning. Now, when Mercury makes its move in the Libra zodiac sign, you can see that Mercury will be with Mars and Sun. This position of Mercury with Mars and Sun is very, very crucial, especially at a time when Moon is also in a Mercurian zodiac sign on the day a transit happens. Now, I have already reiterated in my past videos, I've told this, that whenever you're looking at transit, you need to look where was Moon at the time when the transit was happening. Because through Moon, you are going to perceive the output of the transit, irrespective what the transit has to give you. So just observe the position of Moon. Now, when Mercury is going to visit along with Mars and Sun in the sign of Libra, and Sun is debilitated, definitely you will see that Moon has a very vital role to play, has an important role to play. Reason? Moon is the 10th lord with respect to this position of Mercury. Now, Mercury rules two houses, 12th house and 9th house with respect to Libra. I'm not talking about Libra, I'm just talking in general the Mercury transit. Now, when Mercury, which is the planet of communication and the planet of information, the messenger planet, goes in a sign ruled by Venus, the position of Venus plays a very vital role. Now, if you carefully see, the Venus is barely out of the Mula Nakshatra's first pada, barely. It is 3 degree 28 minutes. So definitely Venus is still not in a position to give a very good output until at least it reaches more than 4 degrees in Sagittarius zodiac sign. But still, if you observe the Navamsha, Mercury is Vargottam, whereas Venus is in its own Navamsha. So these are the few areas which favors Mercury. On the other hand, the position of Mars, which is the 7th lord and 2nd lord, also favors Mercury by giving the necessary energy. But because of the Saturn aspect on these three planets now, there comes a certain amount of restriction. Now, Mercury is Buddhi, Chitta, intellect. What does this explain? What does this tells us is that Saturn being fourth from Mercury, that means Saturn being the comfort area of Mercury, the comfort zone, the Sukha Bhava, Mercury must give up the basic and usual ways of happiness. So what is the usual way Mercury will operate? Either by communication or maybe by giving lectures. Mercury is more about transaction, finances. Those areas of life has to slow down. If you keep on moving and pushing yourself unnecessarily, then remember that second from Mercury is Ketu. That means the resource is not available. Mercury is the one that can do the accounting, the numbers. But if Mercury comes and tries to assess the situation, it's like Mercury is here to assess the position of the grahas and the energies. Ketu in the second house says there's a huge deprivation. So Mercury's dispositor Venus, which is in the third house, definitely tries to be more creative and constructive. That means this is not the time to fight. This is the realization that Mercury will give you, that this is not the time to confront onto simple minor issues, but rather this is the time when you should focus more on your strength areas. Also, if you see that the Jupiter's presence in the house of Capricorn somehow balances the energy of Mercury. How? Because 8th from Mercury is Rahu, which can act as a negative feedback to the intellect. But Jupiter, through its own experience, stabilizes. So if as long as your mind is going slow, as long as you are planning everything and executing, your mind will respond in a positive manner. Otherwise, the moment you plan to rush because of the Martian energy's push, you will see that the deficiency will only put you into a difficult situation. One more thing that will happen is that Jupiter will move out of the 4th house to the sign of Aquarius on 21st of November, and that is exactly a day after Mercury makes its move to the sign of Scorpio. Now, this position of Jupiter transit, which I will show you. So if you observe that when Mercury is at 1 degree in Scorpio, Jupiter is also moved into the sign of Aquarius. So both the movement of Mercury and Jupiter will happen simultaneously. What does this has to tell? This is a very, very important transformation, that Mercury is going and joining Ketu on one hand, and Jupiter going forth from Mercury. So definitely what is happening, that Mercury and Jupiter are forming the quadrant energies. They are square to each other, and they will continue to do so as long as Mercury remains in Scorpio zodiac sign. Mercury is information and Mars is confidence, energy. Sun is also confidence. When Mercury has to connect with these kind of energies, Mercury will make some compromise. So you will make some compromise. So what are the areas where the compromise will happen? Usually the areas that is associated with finances, especially financial losses. So the simple thought of having a financial loss can put you into some sort of mental trouble. Also, taxes and the investment can cause nightmares if not handled properly. But if you have handled it properly, you don't need to really worry about it, because 8th from Mercury is all about the investment of Mercury. It is where the Mercurian powers cease to exist, and where the mystery begins, because Mercury does not love mystery. Mercury is all about number, practicality and calculation, and Mercury don't love mystery. Now when Mercury has to communicate, and if Mercury doesn't even know what he has to communicate, that's like a debilitated state of a planet. So when any malefic planet goes 8th from Mercury, that is not good for the Buddha. What you should do, chant Ganesh mantra. You should chant any kind of Ganesh Kavach. That will help you recover from any kind of financial losses. That will give you the right advice. And this is obviously not the time when you will risk your finances thinking that you will get something big out of that risk, like stock market, Bitcoin. You can, but you have to be well planned. You should be thorough in your investment, thorough in your information. You just can't take risk when Mercury is with a debilitated Sun, and the 2nd from Mercury is Ketu, which is Mokshakari. It just means that you may have to give up your finances. There will be a lot of people who has a dominant Libra in their horoscope declaring bankruptcy in this time frame, and a lot of people having a dominant Libra, especially Libra moon sign, even Gemini or Virgo moon sign people facing trouble in their business, in their career. Now, is this Mercury this bad? Well, it's all about perception. Because Mercury this time wants to balance things. In order to balance, this transaction will be like give and take. It will give you something, but it will take away something also. So don't expect this to be a completely one-sided transit. This will be more like an evenly placed, balanced transit, where if you are getting something, you will be asked to give up something. Although it's just a 15, 16 days of transit, this small transit can have big consequences. We often ignore Mercury because Mercury moves quite fast, but we forget that Mercury rules 1/6 of your horoscope. Out of 12 zodiac sign, if 2 are ruled by Mercury and both are Upche houses, 3 and 6, then you should give importance to even smallest change that Mercury has to offer. Because by reading Mercurian changes, the day-to-day transformation can be read in a much deeper and accurate way. The good thing is that balancing with Venus is going to balance out the Libra zodiac sign. See, that's the thing with Venus. Venus wants to balance, and if Venus has to balance, Venus will balance Libra. So this is a creative expression the finances and the communication will take, and this is the time when you bring things out of the box and you sugarcoat it, and you should not be blunt, you should not be very rude on the face while communicating with anyone, otherwise things will go against you. But overall, this Mercury transit is definitely going to be a positive transit, and if you just maintain your confidence, maintain your stand, handle the energies lightly, don't pressurize yourself, don't relax, don't put an excess load on your nervous system, and if you just go by being with nature, eating green leafy vegetables, staying healthy, and also understanding one fact, that the world we live in is a transactional world. So if you want something, you have to give something to the universe, you have to give something back. And what if you give back all the positivity, you will get the positivity multiplied many times in return. This may seem to be a philosophical video, but so is the transit, because Mercury in transit in Libra is more like desperately trying to balance things, evenly trying to adjust things, because it is second from the Kal Purush, it is second from the sign of Virgo, if you observe, because Virgo is a sign of disease and disputes. Gain of that does not confirm the positivity, but if we see, it is the gain of clearance of prarabdha that definitely gives an opportunity to move ahead, move forward. And through the Upchaya house, 6th house is also called the wheel of time. If this wheel of time moves ahead, things will be extremely auspicious for you. So guys, that was a quick analysis and a different kind of analysis. If you like this kind of video, let me know. I will try to upload more videos, because all the ascendant wise videos will come on this channel like this, with this kind of setup. The only thing is that Mercury transits are very small for an ascendant wise analysis. I hope you understand. It will be too much of work for too little general output of one planet per ascendant, because for Mercury to observe on the ascendant basis, it's better to look at the horoscope directly, because then counting the Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, and the 4th and the 5th level of the Mahadasha, combining them with moon transit, and then you join Mercury, it gives you a much better and concise and precise result rather than a YouTube video. Whereas any other transits, such as anything that is more than a month, makes sense to make a ascendant wise video. I hope you understand on this angle. Subscribe this channel for such kind of videos and more interesting videos coming soon. Subscribe to my other channel, Lifetime Soul, for lifestyle, adventures, vlogs, and much more. And you can follow me on Patreon, Instagram, and Telegram for interesting stuff on Vedic astrology. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.